So growing of the viruses inside on the embryonated eggs. We studied there are different routes for growing of the viruses on the embryonated eggs. We will study them one by one, which are the different routes which can be used for the growing. First of all, we will use the choriolentoic membrane inoculation. What is the choriolentoic membrane and how it inoculates? Just like you see the routes of inoculation. First of all, on this PPT, you can see that we can use different routes. Just like amniotic cavity, the injection, how the injection is given on the amniotic cavity or the shell of the embryonated eggs. Then there is the albumen and shell membrane. We can use air sac for the inoculation of different viruses. Just like the syringes are seen there, and on the syringes you can see that here how we can use it. Just if the amniotic inoculation, then we can use this way, and yolk sac inoculation we will use this syringe. And then the allantoic membrane inoculation, it will be this. In amniotic cavity, here you can just use the amniotic cavity to inoculate the viruses. So there are different viruses. Choriolentoic membrane inoculation, we use the herpes simplex virus or Rox virus or Rox sarcoma virus. Then the influenza virus or mumps virus can be used as the amniotic inoculation. Similarly, for yolk sac inoculation, herpes simplex virus is the best example for its inoculation. Allantoic membrane, influenza virus, mumps virus, Newcastle disease, which is causing the in the poultry, and then the avian adenovirus can be used the allantoic inoculation method. So there are different routes for the different inoculation ways. Then we use them the choriolentoic membrane method, the chicken choriolentoic membrane, which is very simple. We just see in the last slide that it's very simple and it is very vascularized extra-embryonic region which performs the multiple functions during the embryonic development. So choriolentoic membrane is the very vascular. Therefore, if the virus will be enters inside the choriolentoic membrane, it will cause the disease robustly. Over the last 2 decades, interest in the choriolentoic membrane is the experimental platform to study the blood vessels has been shared by the specialist, and this has been very important as far as the bioengineering or the molecular biology point of view, or the development and morphology of the transbiology and the drug development. Choriolentoic membrane is very vascularized region. It performs very important functions from different point of view. Here, just like you can see the vascular region of the choriolentoic membrane, and there is also the yolk sac membrane in the first of the slides, which is very prominent, and also the vascularized region. However, the choriolentoic membrane is more important, and its vascular regions, the cell membranes are already there, the arteries are there. Here you can see the vascular regions, which is very important, and the embryo is there, and this is the vascular region, which makes the choriolentoic membrane a very important thing for the inoculation of the region. Then the choriolentoic membrane inoculation, chicken embryo associated with extra embryonic structures. A chicken embryo at the day 4 post-fertilization, highly vascularized choriolentoic membrane is there, and you can also see the yolk sac membrane, which is also vascularized, but however not so much vascularized as compared to the choriolentoic membrane. Here you can see a little video about the choriolentoic membrane inoculation. So from this video you can see it's very interesting, and you can see the choriolentoic membrane, how it is used for the inoculation of the viruses inside the choriolentoic membranes.